We are in the building on a new day.
It's a beautiful day. A little chilly, a little frigid.
Uh-huh.
Feel me?
So this is an all-new Hype podcast on Thursdays. We're going to give it to you twice a week. We added Fly Ty with her fine ass.
Right. we got top fivers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, the people out there want more to Hype podcast, so we're bringing it to you more to Hype podcast. We have a special guest today. Come on, y'all. Clap it up for my girl, Najee.
Najee, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Yes.
How you doing? She down with the hood.
What hood you from?
Motherhood.
That's what I'm talking about. Good answer. Good answer.
Like I said, we had such a great show on Tuesday. I actually watched the show. We had a lot of great topics. Like, you know what I'm saying? How did y'all feel about Tuesday's show?
I thought it went well.
Why don't y'all put that mic closer to y'all?
We got the whole thing zanned up here. Everything was good.
Word. It was.
So, just had a good show.
In conversation, I might do some affirmations, but I really want to finish the conversation that we were having prior. And I think one of the things we were talking about was having the ability, doing the best to your ability every day. And I think you posed a question and you said what started a really good debate.
Yeah, what I said was like, is it possible to do like everything your ability in one day? Like
in one day or every day? I thought you said
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
So what do you think about that? Now the question was, I said that do the best of your ability every single day and you'll have your best. And Fly Ty said, well, what if you can't do the best of your ability? And I said, I think you could do the best of your ability every day. So do you think you can do the best to your ability every single day?
If we're talking like, for me, realistically, no. Because if we're thinking about like a regular human on a day-to-day basis, they go through a lot emotionally, mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So, not everybody is always like so aware of their best ability. Some people need to be told that they're doing something good, or, not everybody has that self-affirmation. You know what I mean? Like,
that answer actually supports Ty's answer, and that's what she said. And I had to let it dwell on me, like really, you know what I mean? Because it was like I was reading an affirmation, and the affirmation was a beautiful affirmation. What you said first, and you said realistically. Realistically, we're all humans, and Ty's point was saying, I'm good at doing things, but there are those days where I don't have enough strength. So it's like, damn, today I didn't get up and take it to the max today because of how I felt. You know what I mean? And I thought that was real important that we come back and start the show and say, Ty, I do redirect my perspective and saying, what I am saying is saying, I'm telling people, please, or try to do the best of your ability every single day. Not saying that you're going to get there.
And that's what I said.
Under your circumstances, do the best of your ability. You know
right.
what I mean?
At least try, or
try to do
what you got to do.
Under these circumstances, do what you can do. Like, just keep your head up, basically, every single day. Because your crown might fall off your head if you put it down too low.
Oh, I like that right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right now we swing.
You trying to steal my job? You better cut it out.
That's something
all this good,
all the time.
All this good stuff you over there kicking.
Ooh. All his friends.
Let me get a mic check from everybody one
time.
Mic
check 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2
3 4 5 6.
Najee?
Yes. Mic check 1 2.
So we just sit mic check 1 2 1 2.
You don't feel embarrassed with the mic in front of you.
No, I'm good. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to like.
Shay got the butterfly. Take him out. I was there at one point. I was there right there. I was there. Trust me.
It's something that I've been like, wanting to do for a while. So I'm happy I'm sitting here with you guys this afternoon.
All right, so now
since you do you follow like Christian Rock, the girl, the baddie girl? Christian Rock.
Yeah, I do actually. And you want to know something? When I do watch her, I don't watch her like let me see what's going on. I watch her to see her progression because she's a very emotional young lady. Yeah. Like she's very emotional, and a lot of people.
You just had a child, right?
Yeah, I did.
So she just had a child.
She just had a baby, also.
So I seen a video of her doing a meet and greet with her child. Yeah. And have you had the privilege to see this video yet?
Yeah, I think that.
So my take from it was like she was just holding the baby like it was like a prop baby. It wasn't even like she wasn't like nurturing the baby type, like, you know what I mean? And I felt like just looking at it like this is what it comes to. I get it. What do we do? Gender reveals now. Yeah. We do baby showers. Like
men couldn't even go to the baby shower.
Yeah, well, back then we couldn't go to the baby shower. My point is saying that is things have changed and we come from different eras. Obviously, we all range at different ages sitting in this room. Right. And I think that's where our conversation earlier, we and her had a conversation about different ages.
From the Jack and Jill era where you can invite the men too, because
I do remember the Jack and Jill, but it was like, bro, I gotta go to this baby shower.
I might as well get fly.
Yeah.
And then,
Easter fly.
I mean, not for nothing, but the men give you more gifts than the women do, so they gotta come along too.
Yeah? Is that true?
They do.
I guess.
Now we coming with some huggies.
They get huggies work.
That's okay, right, baby.
Yeah,
they do.
Huggies work.
Yeah, they do.
So coming from your era and saying, did you do the gender reveal? Like, no. Did you do the baby shower? Did you do like?
I would have liked to, but under some circumstances, it just didn't play out like that. But getting back to your question,
yeah, the Crystal Rock, like, it was kind of crazy to me.
Like I said, like a lot of people view it in certain different type of ways. Because for me, when I seen that, I'm like, she just want her baby always with her, always. Baby, she's not going about it the way she, a lot of other people would go about it. But she's definitely trying to do the hands-on thing that, I always have my baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because even if it's not even the environment for him, she still has him. Like,
I'm glad you brought that point because
it's not good.
Right. So if you got your baby in an environment that the baby has some big earplugs on, like it just looked crazy. Like,
but why? So that was like a Fast and Furious thing when the baby was on the plane. He put the ear thing.
Yeah, it was like it was.
No, I think. But why are you exposing you're exposing your child for what? Like.
The baby ain't even got the shots yet. The baby got the shots yet. So you gonna go around people?
Hey, yo, listen.
It's my point.
All I'm saying is that you got a meet and greet with the baby.
With the baby,
with
yo.
The baby, not the rapper. The baby, like her baby.
The baby, not the baby.
And you know what made me mad about it? It wasn't that he was like, he had the earmuff. It was that he didn't have no little socks on his little feet.
He didn't have no socks on his feet. He wasn't in no
I gotta send you that video. Fly Ty, when I send you this video, you're gonna be like, "What is wrong with this woman, this young lady?" Like, it was wrong, and I'm like, the internet went crazy about it. It was a big backlash. That's how I don't know. I don't follow. I don't watch none of that stuff. But I do keep my ear to the street.
But that's what I mean. Like, if you follow Rock, you will understand. You look back at her.
You follow her because you said
and her
Rock. She said the Rock.
That's her middle name too.
Are you talking about Dwayne Johnson? I don't know.
If you guys really take the time and really look at her background and her upbringing, her fathers, her brothers, her sisters.
How many fathers she got?
She has a stepfather and she has a real
father.
Okay.
Oh,
she's very spiritual.
She's very in tune with
so
herself.
Do you think she's at a mental health dive, or she's at like an entertainment blueface baby?
I feel like she's at a point in her life where this is gonna be like a milestone for her. Like, she became a mother. She just now getting on the scene. Like, she's having she dropping hits.
Bad.
Like, she's doing. This is something that
she dropping what?
She dropping hits.
It's weird.
It's a vibe all the time.
That's not the damn hit.
Oh my goodness! I never even heard it.
For you, that's not a hit, but for a lot of people, it's a hit. Like, we're gonna keep it a step.
No, I'm not taking away from her.
Exactly.
Like, no. I just never heard that.
Okay, that's fine.
That hit till I hear it.
That's fine, but
right,
you got a hit, right?
Because right now we're representing the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s right here in this room.
Right.
That's what is that? 70s, 80s, 90s. That's 3 generations.
Yeah.
70s,
yeah, listen.
80s, 90s.
Yeah, y'all 80s.
I'm 82. I'm with you.
I mean,
he's in the 70s.
I'm with you. What are you? 78, right?
77.
Right. So,
we trying to give you something.
So I'm ready. I gave you. Like you said, you're younger, but whatever.
Right. So we came up in the 80s. But my point is saying that we all share because I mean, obviously we're friends, we're associates, we know each other, we build with each other. However, we all have different perspectives because she just said it's a vibe, and I'm like, what is she singing?
Yeah, I don't even know what that was.
But you guys are right. It's a different type of era. So now we coming back to her motherhood. Like you said, you back in the day, you know, you bring your baby outside, you know, your mama making sure you.
I mean, my baby was born in 2000. You ain't gotta say back in the day like that. Like
I was raised by grandparents. I was raised old school, so I got so I got a big family, so I understand.
You know how to cook?
So then you understand that. Well, she was raised by her grandparents. She better know how to cook.
My favorite thing to make is what I like to eat. I don't know about.
Right. So what is it?
I like to eat meatloaf.
I know. I'll watch meatloaf.
You put ketchup on it?
You better.
You put ketchup on it. You do it when you make it too.
Okay.
My aunt, shout out Aunt TT. My aunt.
Aunt TT, what up?
Do you put raisins in your potato salad?
What's that?
Be quiet.
You want us to beat it like on that
Don't
video?
Believe the hype.
No.
So that's your favorite meal. So
meatloaf with what?
Oh, I like mashed potatoes, like corn on the cob. I don't really like to eat like how do you say, like ribs and steak and stuff.
You ever made the roasted potatoes
so how do you make
in
your
it
meatloaf?
with the meatloaf? The roasted potatoes.
Oh, that sounds good though.
In with the meatloaf, and it tells you exactly how to season up on the Lipton onion mix.
Yeah.
Back of the box, it tells you how to make it.
With roasted potatoes, what is that called? Asparagus.
Asparagus? Oh, you never had asparagus?
It looks good. Yeah, I'm just scared to try it. I'm scared.
Don't cook it too long because then
I heard someone say that too.
But don't not cook it long enough though, because
I don't like the way my urine smells after I eat asparagus.
Yeah,
it's so strong.
They say that's like something that cleans them green.
It's so strong.
What?
Every time I eat asparagus,
your urine is very strong, so don't plan on trying to. No, because it's not what it is that night. You better no. That shit is like when you give the kids amoxicillin, and I used to change his pamper every single time because of amoxicillin. It's horrible. Yeah, that's what asparagus is, but it's great though. It tastes good.
I like it real crispy. I'm thinking about somebody frying some asparagus, like fried broccoli. Yeah, like fried broccoli. You never had fried broccoli?
Yeah, you mean like dip it in and then fry? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it would be good, like kind of like fried, like French fries type shit. Like you know what I mean?
You gotta bread it. You just gotta batter it, bread it. That's it.
I think I would like that. Some hot sauce.
Was like, oh, let's go get something. You know what I mean?
Because you've never had it, but
yeah.
Actually, that's my son's favorite vegetable, asparagus.
Asparagus.
He be like, can you make some asparagus when he have steak?
What brings you, because we had a conversation earlier, and you brought up some great topics. I think we were talking about perspectives, and that's how I started the show, because Tuesday, I read an affirmation as far as about being able to do the best of your ability every single day, and I had a different perspective. And that was just 48 hours ago, and now I'm coming 48 hours later and saying I'm being transparent and telling my co-host, I agree with her. Because there's those days where I know I could have did better, but I
don't feel like it. Like I just don't.
I get it. So that having different perspectives, and we spoke about being a parent, and you spoke about being a mother, and having different perspectives on having a child, you know, in your younger age, and then now having a child now. And I think the joke we were talking about was, we're not kidding anymore. We're adults. We're clearly adulting now. Like, there's no kidding around. We're adulting now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the conversation is being had and saying, you know, sometimes growing up, we don't have everything that we need. That's why it's so good to have communication and maybe ask somebody else or just tell somebody else how you feeling or what you may be thinking or saying, you know what? I used to think this when I was, 19, and now I'm, this age, I don't see it that way no more. And this is the reason why. And I think expressing that and letting our, coming to our platform
Yeah.
for people to hear you actually say that. I thought it was a good idea, you know what I mean, for us to talk about perspectives and how you feeling about, let's just say it, the whole, and I'm gonna say this way, the baby daddy, baby mama. I'm not gonna say drama. I'm just say that whole thing and saying how you navigate that, how we're navigating that. You know what I mean? Is that what brings you to the Hype Podcast today?
No, I mean, yes, that, and also, like, I just really want to, like, get my feet in there so I can be able to, like, start my own, like, business, my own platform to speak on things I want to, how I see the world. As far as, baby daddy, baby mama drama,
you have drama?
I mean, it's not drama. I feel like it's just lifing right now. Like, I'm going through something not so different from other people, but
it's your own circumstances. It's your own experience. I get it. I definitely get it. Ty, what about you? Like, I know you have some, some experience navigating those waters. If you could share with us how you, maybe a perspective that you thought when you first became a mother versus now, and you're a boy mom, you're maybe a man's mom. Is there anything that you see different on how we raise our children or even just interact with, maybe it's your baby father, or it could be how you interact with school, or anything that any perspective that you could really make a distinction and say, oh, when I first had him, I used to do this, or I used to think this, until adulting really hit me and you changed some things.
No, because for the first 7 years, we lived with my mother. So wherever I lacked, she met me right there, and so he never.
It takes a village
to raise a child, and I say that all the time. It does. It's like, I don't care what anybody said, anything in life, and they say I did it all on my own. No, you didn't. No, you did not. I don't care if somebody let you cut the line to make sure you got to your job interview, and they took the light, and you made it, and you got it. Wow, somebody helped you.
Something that simple, right?
Anything could, like, nobody can do nothing on their own. Like,
I agree.
There's no such thing of team of me. Like,
I am my team.
You know what I mean? Like that movie. What is it? Roscoe Jenkins. Welcome home.
Yeah. That's a good.
He thought he was, but then he realized.
Yup. That's what I mean? That's a good analogy. That movie, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Yeah, when you look at it now, it's like
it definitely was.
It makes sense. Like, there's no such thing.
It definitely was. So my boy Suge has got a new podcast. It's called Collect Call. What do y'all think?
I really don't care. Next subject, please. Right. Because then we talked about him like a few weeks ago. We're done with him.
We're over to say him. Though, I wanted to think. I thought y'all was gonna be like, stop playing. He don't got no podcast called Collect Call. But he really do got a podcast from jail.
But do you see our faces looking at you? We don't care.
I mean, I think it's really funny. I think it's funny that Suge is trying to get in the game like we sitting here right now. You did
the same thing when he said not all in your videos.
Yeah.
But now he's doing all.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and it's so corny because it's called Collect Call. So it's like, it sounds like a joke, but it's taken serious. And I see y'all ladies ain't even taking them serious. So
I mean, because honestly,
I'm over it.
Yeah, it's really nothing
that interests.
It's not really interesting.
He wasn't interested then, and he's not interested now. Like, next subject.
Yeah, sure. I guess Collect Call. Nobody's not accepting the Collect Call. It's over. They're not accepting your Collect Call, buddy.
Right.
You know what I mean? In other news, did you hear in Danbury, Connecticut, a boy accidentally shot himself in the head? Oh. They're not giving the boy's name, but just because it happened in our hometown, I thought it was notable.
Was it a child? Was it a kid?
It's a teenage boy.
It has to be because they won't give no name.
Right.
They're a minor.
Comstock Street. Where is that at?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, he shot himself in the head about 9:30 at night. I want to know where he got the gun from. You know what I mean? Because these laws is getting more strict.
Well, that ain't none of our business where he got it from. We don't even want to know where he got it from. That's not none of our business.
I mean,
but
that's crazy because the world we live in right now is easy to get things like that. It's so easy.
I'm saying if he got the gun from like inside the house,
it don't matter. That ain't none of our business either. Ain't none of that our business.
Where he got the gun from?
That's correct. That's none of our business because that's not our child. He don't live in our home. We don't even know who it is, so it's really not our business.
No, I get you saying that's not not our business.
To know where he got the gun from.
That part, but I think it's concerning to say because it happened in our hometown. I'm like, listen, I think this is notable to mention is that because it's not violence, but he's saying, what is it? Did he accidentally shoot himself? Was it suicide? I think that brings up a lot of different things. Like for me, it does because me personally. That was one of my crimes.
I think these kids need a hug.
I didn't shoot myself. I shot someone else.
Because when they live and they got heat, hot water, clean clothes, they eat 3 meals a day plus lunch at school, but opt out because it is their lunch is garbage now.
Sidebar. At school.
Sidebar. Our lunches used to be lit though. What? What? They used to be lit. They wildin'.
I didn't graduate. Did you graduate high school? I didn't graduate.
Yeah, I graduated.
You graduate? What year are you?
Well, actually, I stopped going. I was supposed to be 2000, but I did go back and I got it in 2003. And I got to March. You know who I marched with? Twist.
Wow. Big Twist.
Yep.
What year did you graduate? 2015.
Girl.
Oh, you making me feel like you graduated from high school in 2015?
Like the proper age?
No, I was supposed to graduate in 2014.
But still, it's close enough to the proper age.
But it was because you want to know something? I just had my son in 2014. So he was able to be there. At your graduation. I didn't have my parents. So my little cousins, they brought my son for me.
So you had your baby and you went back to school and you still completed it.
Yeah, I was pregnant and big as hell, still going to school.
As you should. There's nothing wrong with that.
Homeschool. Mm-hmm. That's when the computers and the internet was just popping, everybody. So
that's the problem with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
The internet and everything is popping.
But I'm talking about
2014.
Being able to do homeschool, being pregnant. My teachers really looked out for me. I was happy I was able to graduate. I was young.
It helps when teachers care about their students,
what
not
school
just
was
getting a paycheck.
Waterbury?
Yeah, it was here in Waterbury. I went to an alternative school.
It don't matter.
I went to alternative school.
You went to school.
Yeah.
You sure did.
It don't matter. However you get to the finish line is how you get.
I congratulate anybody. I didn't finish school. I dropped out in 9th grade. No, I mean a lot of people ask me when I say that, like, you dropped out in the 9th grade? Yeah. I mean, life was life, and when I was a kid, so it's like.
Listen, so did my dad.
That's why I thank God. I was able to get through, high school because it's such a. How do you say? How people say, "Oh, you gotta finish school. You gotta finish school."
It was.
Saying that you needed an education, getting an education is one of the foundations of starting off as being an adult because it gives you structure, as they say. But then, I look at school as the pipeline to prison. You know what I mean? They busting us in. They put us in rooms. We got metal detectors. It's really no different than
I never went to school with a metal detector.
I did. Well, I'm saying, when you look at the...
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because I don't want to forget this question. Do you guys think our school systems teach our children and us to the right things in life? Do you think your kid really?
When I went to school, they did.
Yeah.
When my son went to school and he was younger, they took script out of learning. They never learned how to write in cursive. Yeah. Then they finally brought it back. So you want them to go back to just signing an X as their signature then? Because like they need to, doctors, they have their own signature, everything. Everybody knows how. You have to learn, like they didn't teach them the fundamentals that they needed to learn that we were taught. Then maybe their mindset and their thinking would be different about certain things.
Right.
I definitely think the curriculum, when I look at the curriculum, literally, when I went to school,
they don't care. We
had, trades.
Right.
There were trades in school that you could do. Like,
right,
you know what I mean? So you would get out of school and you would, obviously you learn something other than just where,
academics.
you know what I mean? Exactly. Academics. But when you look at like a charter school versus right now, 2023, and saying a public school versus charter school, a charter school is teaching kids economics, where we just teaching our kids geometry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you don't need geometry later in life, very little, but it's not, so you be able to see the different angles and things. That's what you need geometry for. But we're really taught to be the employee and not the employer. Like we're not taught ownership. We're not taught banking. So really, they just teach us how to count. Okay. They teach you how to count. They don't teach you how to stack. Basically, like, you know what I mean. So I think that's clear, cut, and dry that the curriculum in public schools, I said it perfect in saying they teach you how to be an employee and not an employer, like the owner of something. And you brought up homeschooling and saying there are a lot of parents who would rather homeschool them because there's things that you teach your child that they just would not in school. They kind of put, it's 30 kids in a classroom. Right. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter what they learn at school. If they cared enough when they got home, let me see your homework. How was school today? How was your day?
No, I get what you're saying. I'm
let me check it because this ain't right. Because there's a way that we learned versus how they learn.
Right. So what I'm saying is different. All I'm saying is even when we were in school, I'm saying that the curriculum is not taught for us to advance. Right. It's only taught for us to say, yo, listen, you go to work and you go to work for 40 hours, just like you had to go to school for 4 years and graduate. Same concept, same idea. Like you better go to high school. You got to go to high school. It's like, you got to go to work. You got to do that. Right. And I'm not saying that you don't have to be productive and saying, make some type of coins. Yeah. However, there are people who come right out of high school and are unemployable because they start or invent something where they're saying, I don't work. I don't, you know what I mean? Maybe I started when I was 16 and worked at McDonald's, but by the time I was 18, I had already invested my time into something that was going to benefit me, so I don't punch a clock. Like, and that's happening all the time. You see it in different families. You got different families where they let in generational wealth, yes, but there are more young millionaires than ever. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I really was thinking, like, the way how it is so easy now for somebody to like come up.
Well, what is it that you want to do?
For me, I want to be able to do something I love. Like right now, I'm doing something I love.
That's called a career.
Definitely.
Right.
And you know what it was? Like I'm saying, like how school, like, when I was in school, I was like, oh, I want to go to college. But you don't have to go to college to achieve your dreams, to get where you want in life. And they don't teach you that. They teach you, if you don't do your homework,
they said that you need a certificate to say that you know what you're talking about with anything. But I could have sworn Albert Einstein was like, when did he drop out of school? And he's like, I could have sworn. I'm confused. Ben Franklin.
That's most you're gonna do.
Right. Ben Franklin never graduated from school.
Nope.
Abraham Lincoln never graduated. Like, says who?
Right.
But they say that you need a certificate to say that you know what you're talking about. But if you look,
is education a sham?
That's how I feel. I feel like it's not a sham because you want to know something? You can definitely teach your children if you want to learn and, absorb a lot of the information that you can learn yourself more than your teacher can teach your child. I feel like you have the mindset to do that with your kids. You don't have to ever bring them into a school system if you know.
No, you need to bring them into a school system.
Don't have
because
to.
You will go crazy dealing with the kids. No. Go.
Y'all going to school.
On that aspect,
you know what I mean?
So, y'all going to school.
But the thing is that
go to school.
You're supposed to teach, because everything is learned behavior at home, even before you go to school.
They absorb so much
exactly.
From us.
So what they didn't teach, I taught my son, like, you better remember a phone number. Definitely, I don't care. Definitely. Everybody lives by cell phones. Everything they don't live off. They remember. I said we had to live off of memory.
Remember that?
I said you better remember a phone number, somebody who number don't change, or you better remember a number that know how to get in touch with who you looking for, because the time is gonna come in your life to where you have nothing but your mind to remember where anybody is. He remember my number, my mom number, his dad number, my mom work number, his dad work, everybody number. Yeah. But he knows them. But it's, you have to teach them what you learned, because they don't know none of that, because technology figured it out for them already. We had to figure it out.
P&B Rock.
I love him.
I share the P&B Rock. Yeah.
I love P&B.
His the people, his killers, his alleged killers, was in court the other day, October 30th. So there's three people who got arrested. The reason why they got arrested was exposed. How they got caught was actually exposed. I'm not saying that they should have been caught. You do that, you should be caught.
Definitely right.
But the reason why the police went to them was the guy Jones walked into the Waffle House. He gave P&B Rock dap, and his friend and his son actually did the killing. All this is on film. They realized that he was the guy who gave P&B Rock when he first, that's how they led up to him. You know what I mean? That's how he got caught. Then there was a car that they found. Which is crazy. Authorities claim that Freddie Tyrone tried to destroy the getaway vehicle by setting his wife's car on fire before fleeing the scene. That was September 13, 2022, which was last year, right?
This was found on camera too. They said that was on camera too.
Surveillance footage.
You can't do that now.
Surveillance footage showed Freddie dressed in all black with gloves on his hands about 2:28 a.m. the day after P&B Rock's murder. He allegedly manipulated something with his hands, and the taillights were activated before he got out the vehicle. At 2:45, a caller reported the vehicle was on fire 2 blocks from his house. 2 blocks from his house, the car's on fire.
So he trying to do that arson.
Meanwhile, they find the car with a melted gas can on the scene.
Is a high crime.
The wife, Chantel, told the police that her car must have been stolen, but there was no signs of broken glass where she had claimed she last parked it, and the vehicle showed no signs of forced entry. Furthermore, Freddie had burns on his forearms and legs. I could not believe it when I started reading this and saying, I wanted the person to get caught who did that at P&B Rock, without a doubt. But when I heard how they got caught, like they went in there and killed this man for his chain.
Just his chain?
For his chain. And drove a couple blocks around the corner and tried to light the car on fire and act like nothing happened. Like, man, tell them that the car got stolen. Like, what are you guys watching? Like,
now it's like so sad, because it's like, that's the type of life we live in. Like,
it's crazy.
It's just so
they don't think crazy. It's the type of life that we live in right now. They don't think that's not well thought out. That's not like,
it wasn't at all.
What are you thinking?
Not a chain. Like, come on, man.
Now P&B's dead. Obviously, he lost his life.
Yeah, that was
you got now 3 other people in jail, and they arrested the 4th woman because she was part of the cover up. So you got 4 people in jail.
She was on what?
She was part of the cover up. She was part of saying that her car got stolen.
The baby mom.
Yeah. She really knew.
Because
she really knew.
That's sad.
Because what's crazy is report the car stolen. Why? What happened? Just do what I said, and then she ain't even get no. Why am I reporting my car stolen?
Exactly. But here's the thing: they got phone calls. I would have went further into it, but they got phone records of them talking to each other before. Right after the car had burnt up. They went to another lot to try to go buy a car. They got that on footage, on film.
Phone tap. What you gonna do? Sooner or later, we'll have your whole crew.
It's crazy, man, for real. And another thing, on Facebook right now, I don't know if you guys know, in China, they do like a social credit thing. Like, so if you jaywalk in China, they catch you on camera and they deduct that from your bank account.
Oh, really?
And you can't go and do certain things. Like you can't go to the movies or you can't go to certain restaurants. It's like
another form of control.
Oh, so they bar you like when daddies don't pay child support and you can't leave out the country.
Yeah, like that.
Uh-huh.
So it's a social credit, right?
But don't do that. Don't take my money. Don't
Facebook recently just gave.
No, that was me. I had to take the.
Somebody knocking at the door. Wow. Oh, that sounded really real too. So Facebook released AI. And I've seen so many complaints that people are in Facebook jail right now because of old posts. So before, you know how if you post something and you go against community guidelines, a lot of you go in Facebook jail. So they released a new AI. This AI is putting people in jail 10 times faster than a human. I know right now at least 30 people whose Facebook is blocked all because of AI. So my question is saying, do you guys use AI? Have you used it in any type of way?
No. What is that? I don't even know what that artificial intelligence is.
You never use it?
No, I saw the movie though. I don't need computers to tell me everything.
Don't believe the hype.
I don't know. Who says that computers are smarter?
I think AB left something in here with you and just rubbed off on you. Did you really just say that?
No.
That's some shit.
No. Like you said, there's 70s, 80s, and 90s in here.
Okay.
80s. So.
Okay.
You know what? And we learned it. You all right? We learned it by watching you. You remember that commercial? Since you are the eldest, answer me. Where did you get this? Where did you learn how to? Know that commercial.
Only you can prevent forest fires. Wow. Yo, if you're watching this right now, listen, it's very simple for you to share this video. We on Twitch and we on Facebook. I got Fly Ty, I got Najee who is coming up. She's getting her toes wet in this podcast game.
Oh yeah.
I think she will be around. She got some real things to talk about.
I do, and I honestly wanted to speak about some things because most of the time when I talk to people, they're not like really in tune with having a real full on
intelligent conversation
and debate, because it also gets to a point where
but a debate and an argument is
different. But then you be like to debate, and I like to have that.
I think it's healthy to debate.
I like to see other people's perspectives.
Right.
I'm so strong, and I back up what I say. So I wanna hear how a man from the 70s,
right?
Go ahead and shoot it. Go ahead, talk to me now.
I want to see how what type of things like you could come up with that I can be able to take in. Sit and
as far as
love information wise, financial wise, and I know Will, he's a very spiritual man, and I'm very spiritual. I'm in tune with myself. I'm growing. By the time I'm like 30, I'm gonna give myself 37 years old.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
You're 28.
I want to be able to be deeper into myself. I'm a new mom. My son is so handsome. I have two kids. My oldest son is 9 years old.
You're a boy's mom, so
it's so lovely.
It's wonderful.
It's so lovely. And you have kids?
I have one. He's 19.
Yeah. Aww.
He's 19. So I know all about the boy mom thing, and it's like, but you just make sure that you let them know. No matter what, you ain't never going nowhere. So, don't ever think, I don't care if I sent you to hell this second. I'm sending a boat, a SOS, a helicopter, whatever for you the next second, because you're not going to stay in there. I'm not going to. And even if I let you hit the ground, I'm going to pick you right back up. But you had to hit the ground first. And then I'm going to pick you back up.
That's powerful.
Just always, just let them know that you're going to always be there, because then they depend on women to handle their business, and then they're screwed for the rest of their lives. They don't know nothing. So, like I told my son, if you're going to deal with it, shit, then you might as well deal with your mom, because I ain't going to throw you outside, and
yeah.
I'm not gonna put you on blast, but trust me, when you come up in his house, and I used to argue with him like he was my man, because I told him, I was like, you handle me like I'm a cougar or something. Like, you come butter me up and everything, and then when you get what you want, you just go on about your business with your friends and stuff. Like, don't do me like that. I'm your mom.
Yeah.
So what was your question or questions?
She wants knowledge on.
Yeah. Definitely. And you see how she like dropping them gems, because I want to be so in tune with, like you said, with my child, my sons. I don't want them to have to go to nobody else, and
just let them know that regardless, good or bad, you need to know.
Yeah.
Because they calling you.
Yeah.
So you need to know, good or bad. Don't hide. Don't hide nothing from me, because when I find out from somebody else, that's what's gonna upset me. I don't want for the streets to never tell me nothing about my child before he do.
So right now, you know, I don't really deal with my sons. I do deal with him, but it's like so much. I don't want to say he brings me drama, but he takes
your peace.
He takes he takes my peace.
He takes your peace,
and it's so crazy.
But that's because he needs your energy to keep going.
I've never
dealt
with something like that.
So once he gets your energy, he goes on and does what he do. But when he feels like, he comes back, and because you let him, he takes your energy again.
Wait. I think we gotta stop right there. Okay. I would like to stop because of the simple fact of, one, he's not here, right?
But we don't have his name or nothing.
No, we don't. And I'm not saying that only.
But hold up. But just like you wanted to know where the gun came from, where the kid,
right?
Like, that ain't none of our business. So you're not gonna do that with us right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm just giving her wisdom of knowing what it is. That's because you have the energy that.
Wait, but I agree that part is saying.
That's my point. What happened with it?
Only thing I'm saying is that painting him out and saying that he's just taking your energy, because we don't know what that man could be going through
with me.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's
so
fine.
we don't
that's
know. So
what
I'm saying to you is saying that he takes your peace. You said.
Yes, he does.
He takes your peace.
You let him take it.
You're right. Let's word it a little different.
You give him.
I allow him to take my peace.
Okay.
Because
so now we're having now the conversation is more.
Okay, but
no, I'm just saying the conversation is more now saying it's focused on you versus outside.
Because you're the man in a situation. That's why. But you are right. But at the same time, we're not bashing him. I'm just telling her, if that's how she's feeling, then that's what is happening.
I didn't say you were. I didn't say you were bashing.
We're not going to talk about him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the man.
Right.
Period.
So even
my peace that I yearn and I look for, and I'm just. So we're gonna talk about a man in general, because it's not.
But we can't say men, because sometimes women takes men peace, and they're supposed to be the man's peace as well.
Definitely, that's
so
why
we can't
so
do that.
That's where I come in when I say, like, I want to be. I don't want to be like, one of those women who can't interact with a man without being a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working on who I want to be, and I can't let this man shape me and mold me into this person. That's why I say by the time I'm a certain age, like, I want to be a strong, real, independent woman. Like, it's more said. It's better said than done. Like,
You say your grandmother raised you, right?
Yeah, my grandmother.
And so I know that's like older wisdom.
Yeah.
And so I know that she has instilled in you your self-worth. So why do us as women always depreciate our own value because the man that we choose does not add up to what is required?
Right.
So then we have to belittle ourselves and but no, that's not how you have to do. But the thing is that when they get you, it's because you are who you are. But when they get you, then they want you to be just that for them and be like that undependable don't care about nobody person for everybody else.
I feel like there's no self-accountability right here.
You want to know something?
We're talking about what the guy does, but
no, I'm talking about what the opposite partner does, because like I said, women
why are we going outside
too.
of ourselves? Why are we talking about outside of ourselves? Because I feel like in order to properly go into a situation and talk about a situation, you have to deal with self first and what you brought to the table, what you didn't bring to the table.
She owned up to her saying that she allows him. So therefore, now here are some ways
when you say
you
you allow him, give me an example.
Like, so, we argue, but then, you know, he tells me things that make me feel bad about myself, and I'm saying, I don't want to, I'm done with you, but then I go back, and when he calls, and I answer, and I tell him, come over, and we do it all over again. Mm-hmm. So I allow him to take that.
Absolutely.
So those are choices. What you just said, you just said a whole bunch of choices.
But she said allowed first, which means choices.
Right.
And
so
she chose it.
That's what I'm saying. So let's talk about choices and saying, so nothing really changes. It's the choices that you make that change. You know what I'm saying? Who you are is not going to change. You're always going to be those two boys. Right? You got two boys? Yeah. Two boys' mother. Yeah. That's not going to change. Right. However, the choices you make in these boys' life is what's really going to impact them. So what I'm saying is that we could take and just simplify it instead of like leading with emotion. And because I can feel this in saying, I've learned from women how to like really feel, because if it wasn't for a woman, I wouldn't have learned how to feel, because I'm just like, yo, that don't make sense. It's not cipher. I don't want to hear it because I'm logical. Let me
ask you a question.
So women are emotional, and men are logical.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not. What all I'm giving, I'm not saying that men are not emotional.
No, they're not logical, is what I'm saying.
You said what?
They're not logical. They're not always logical. No, they're not.
Not always.
They're not always logical. No, just like women are not always emotional. Sometimes they think logical too, and men think emotional. They're not like, you can't say what the you can't do that.
Okay, I mean, all I'm speaking is I'm speaking from the master teachers that I've learned from, like Queen Afora, like Supernova Sloan, Infodici, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Professor James Smalls. So I'm only speaking what my contemporaries have laid out. I'm not just making up some mumbo jumbo like, oh, this is what I made up. You could go and look it up for yourself and saying, when we look at men and women, men are logical thinkers. We're logical. It's left side, right side of the brain. Women are right-sided, men are left-sided. That means the left side of your brain is where all the logical goes on.
So you're speaking biology right now.
I mean, we can't leave biology out of it. What are we just gonna put? What are we talking there?
So we're speaking biology. So tell me then, why is it that men and then it's like sometimes, you know, when you take one step forward, then you take 2 steps back. It's like always something that's the problem, and you're trying to figure it out. But you're gonna keep the reason why I just figured out why they say 2 steps back when you make 1 step forward. Why? Because you have to figure out where you went wrong. So if you're only gonna make 1 step back when you make 1 step forward, you're not gonna see it. So you got to take 2 steps back and look at the whole panoramic view of it.
Knowing where you came from, so you in order to know where you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So sometimes you gotta take yourself out because that's why can't nobody analyze themselves because they're in the bubble. But your friends, like I say to my friends, we can't judge neither one of us because we're all dealing with something that the next person won't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Like what keeps you there would not keep me there.
Right.
But what keeps me here wouldn't keep you here. You know what I mean? So it's just you just gotta sit back and just think about it. But you can't put your business to people who's unhappy. Yeah. If they're just genuinely unhappy and just always ratchet and always like, nah, don't take their advice. Like, you can give them advice because you can't think of negativity. You can't think of, if you trying to be in peace, right? You can't go bust the windows out his car and then say, I was tripping the next day, and because that's toxic.
That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got to find yourself.
I want to read you this affirmation on trust.
Let's go.
What to do when trust is broken? To prevent it is always better and cheaper than to fix. That's so funny. So to prevent it, like breaking trust is always better. Duh. Right. So trust and loyalty. I learned this the hard way. The greatest. Hold on. Nevertheless, we're human and we falter against our partners. Once trust is broken, it's harder to rebuild. However, if the person is truly desiring to rebuild it, this can be done over time. When someone you love or close to betrays your trust, it is a difficult walk. First, for yourself, you need to forgive them, as forgiveness does not say what they did, but it's like it don't make it okay for what they did. When you forgive someone, you know what I mean? And another part of forgiving someone is forgiving yourself. Like, if you could imagine, like for me, it's hard for me to forgive myself. So the harder it is for me to give myself, it's harder for me to forgive someone else. Because if you can't do it for your own self, I don't want to hear you doing it for somebody else. Yeah. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's like one of the parts of forgiveness and what trust is broken, right? So in order for this to happen and rebuild the trust, one is taking responsibility. Two, total honesty with yourself and the others going forward. Three, transparency. Four, realize that once the trust were broken, it will take time to rebuild without pressuring you to fully trust enough until you find enough time. 5, be aware that what they broke cannot be fixed. So trying to fix what was already broken is a problem that we all do when we go to repair trust. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? The glass broke and then you try to put it all back together with all the like crazy glue, and you're looking at the glass like, you need to get rid of that glass. Right. Like you come on. You know what I mean? Especially if it shatters in a million pieces. But if it's something that shatters and saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Right. We all fail at times. And do things that hurt the ones that we love and care about, and they lose their trust in. However, if the appropriate steps are taken in that time, trust can be stronger than ever. However, whether it's good or bad, it will totally depend on their efforts towards you to rebuild this trust. So really taking responsibility and like she was saying, and that's why I said this, and she's like taking the 2 steps back. When you take 1 step forward, you take 2 steps back. And what she's meaning is saying, knowing where you came from in order to know where you're going, taking a look at it, taking responsibility for the part that you played. And once you do that, I think every time I've taken responsibility, it just made it a lot easier to really go. For me, it did.
That's not what I mean by, I don't mean by taking responsibility. I mean by, I did it this way and I got it, but now I'm going back. So that's not what the plan was. So now you're going back to the phase that you were before that. So then you can go another route to figure out where you need to be. Because
so you're saying going back to go forward? I don't understand.
Absolutely.
What you're saying. I don't understand. So if you go back to go forward, you're not taking any accountability or responsibility.
No. When you make 2 steps, when you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, it's because it didn't work. So don't go about it the same way. The reason why is because you're going back before you made that step and you know what I mean? So then you have to know, well, this is where I messed up at. So I'm going to go and do it this way this time.
That you're gonna is get accountability.
It's the point of the steps. I mean, like, it's like that's what you did wrong. Like you found another way is what I'm saying. You find another way to get, as long as you get to the finish line, no matter how you get there, just matters how you get there. If I didn't get there the way that you wanted
what I'm
me
saying,
to,
by taking a look at it is acknowledging it, right? Understanding where you went wrong is accountability. Going the other way is responsibility.
A different way. Another. But sometimes, you know what happens? We take them 2 steps and they go for, and then guess what happens? We go in the same direction again, and then now you're knocked back even further because you done did it twice. So now you're 4 steps back.
Right. That's not being responsible.
Instead of 2 steps ahead.
That's not being responsible.
We do it.
All I'm saying is,
but let me ask you this question.
And responsibility are the 3 steps that you were saying.
Let me ask you this question that I've been wanting to ask you since it's 2 women and we're speaking. Why do men go back to toxic stuff but yet complain about the toxic person but keep going back? Why do men do that?
Because toxicity is addicting.
Okay. I'm glad
that's not logical. Yeah. Is my point. Where's y'all? So men think logical.
I answered you, and now you're chopping my head off because I answered you and saying.
But take accountability. That's not logical.
Now listen, just because we are
but
more
science
logical,
says, you said biology,
right? That all I'm saying is we're logical thinkers and saying
not all the time. Like I said,
I totally agree with you.
So why didn't you say that? Then you argued with me because then you went into biology.
Because I had to let you know and saying this is the science and saying men tend to be logical thinkers. Women tend to be emotional creatures. That is just the science. I'm not saying in every situation that's how it is because we are all different. The only point that I'm making is saying I'm making the distinction, the clarity. That's all I'm doing.
So what I was making is that that's bullshit.
I knew you was going to say that.
Because I just showed you what I was saying and you just said it. You just reiterated everything I just said. Me and Ty
have some of the most powerful debates. I'm telling you, we really do.
Private and on, like, it doesn't matter. We have some of the most
powerful debates. Unfortunately, that is the end of our show.
But we always say we love each other.
We do. I love you. I love you, Fly Ty. I definitely do. So all the people out there, we are coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes. Tuesdays and Thursdays around the same time. This is the Hype Podcast. Shouts out to my host, Fly Ty, with your fine ass.
Thank you.
Thank you, Najee, for coming through today. Yes, we hope to see you again.
Definitely. Thank you guys.
She was nice. Me. I like
I will definitely be back.
Goodbye.
Any shout outs before we get out of here? You want to shout anybody out?
Yeah, I want to shout out my son, Sebastian, and Ryan. I want to shout out Mr. Beeman.
Beeman.
Dun, dun.
That's my boy right there.
I want to shout out you guys and I just want to say thank you again for having me up here. I definitely look forward to back and speaking about some real stuff, getting up in there. So
you're welcome. Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We are Ghosts Like Casper. See ya.
Phew.